Hey guys, Scott from RV Solutions here. G'day guys, Scott from RV Solutions here. Pretty commonly we're doing panel damage on caravans. So this one, as you can see from the outside, a lovely big scrape here. Not exactly sure what it's from, but something nasty. So this caravan, we've basically taken this whole side sheet off, this whole section, and we're replacing it with a new panel. So we'll get the new panel in exactly the same colour match, take off all the windows, doors, anything that's in the way, all the J molds basically. So if you come through, we'll show you that. So this is the J mold, so basically the corner mold of the caravan. So when the sheet comes from the back, sheet comes from the front, this is the corner mold that goes over the top and covers it and holds it together. So the corner mold's screwed down and basically silicone underneath on both sides. And then there'll typically be a bead of silicone either side of that as well. It's just trying to ensure that it's a major leak point, so you're trying to ensure that it doesn't leak. You can see this is a timber frame caravan, so a pretty typical frame caravan out of Melbourne. They're all pretty similar. See, they're stapled together. It's finger joint warranty as well. It's not the most attractive frame, but again, there's not really much wrong with it either. It's plenty strong enough, despite what people will tell you. If it does get wet, it does rot quite easily, but realistically, as long as you pick it up for a reasonable sort of period of time, it doesn't go too badly. So timber frame, it's reasonably strong. It'll handle most corrugations and off-road travel just fine. There are better frames, but really, this is good enough for most things. You can see Perspex scraper here, so we sharpen these up. Reason we use something like this as well as opposed to like a metal scraper is that we can get the silicone off a little bit neater without damaging anything underneath. So we've taken the silicone off, or construction adhesive in some cases as well. We've taken it off all the bead. That way when we put the panel back on, it goes on nice and evenly as well without any bits coming underneath. So you notice there's some packers here as well. So sometimes if the frame's not quite even, they'll pack it out with bits and pieces too. You can see they've used a different wire here as well as opposed to the standard white. They've used the purple. It's a little bit better for reacting with the insulation. So you see insulation on the caravan. Some guys do this better than others. These guys done an okay job, I guess you could say. So there is quite a few gaps in between areas as well. So all this area, obviously, it's not insulated. Some of the guys will take it a little bit closer to the edges and do a little bit neater than that as well. All manufacturers vary a little bit, and honestly, it doesn't make a huge amount of difference. But again, if you can make something better, why wouldn't you? So you can see this as well. This is the silicone from the top sheet. So across the top of the roof of a caravan, silicone is used a lot. This is a big, thick, wide bead, and very, very typical. You can see this is all one lovely long piece, which is great for us because it meant to come off really easily. I don't know if you can see from there as well, you can actually see the imprint of the roof sheet, the stucco roof sheet. So what this means and what it's telling you is that we will actually be able to pull this up in one line. That shouldn't happen. So it should be sticky as shit onto a caravan roof. What it means is they haven't actually prepped the sheet properly, so they haven't wiped it down with isopropyl. They haven't prepped it, and they've got the sheets actually come with a little bit of a film of oil when they're produced. If you don't take that off before you put the silicone on, it means you don't actually get a proper seal. So fairly lucky this guy's had some impact damage because it means we've probably saved him from some potential leaking in the future. It doesn't take much for water to get underneath that. You can literally pull your fingers up. So that's literally sliced with a Stanley blade there, sliced on the edge, and that's literally peeled up. This has taken a few minutes to pull off. Really, that much silicone should take you a good 15-20 minutes of scraping flat out with one of these, you know what I mean? So again, yeah, some vans are built better than others. It's not a terrible build by any stretch of the imagination, but yeah, some little things to leave you desired there. So again, you can see fairly big gaps will have you too. So that's all right. Scraping the windows. So when it comes to cleaning up windows, doors, anything that's come off the side of the caravan's got to go back on. Most of these things are all sealed on with silicone. Silicone's a fantastic sealant. However, you've got to reseal it. You've got to get all the old stuff off. You can't leave anything on basically. Silicone will stick to everything. It will stick to your clothes, it'll stick to your hands, it'll stick in your beard if you're not careful. It just won't stick to old silicone. If you get any old silicone on, you've got to get it all off. Again, we'll use a Perspex scraper, something like this, and literally we'll just, every single part of it will be scraping off. It has to be immaculately clean before it can go back on. And again, the reason we use Perspex is because if we use steel, something sharp, which is great for getting silicone off, it will actually damage the frame all the way around, especially when you're working on plastic window frames or anything plastic as well, or aluminium sheets. You don't want to be using a stainless steel blade because it'll go straight through it. Whereas this, yes, it's quite tedious. Yes, it takes you quite a while, but the customer's left with a better finish basically. Once that new silicone all the way around, it basically goes back in the hole.